You're watching UATV News. My name is Inna Kosinska. Good evening. Ukraine honors the memory of the Heroes of Kruty. A bit more than a century ago, 5,000 students and cadets stood up to defend the Ukrainian People's Republic against the Bolshevik army. More details in the report.
Every year on January 29, Olga comes to the Lukyanivsky cemetery to honor the memory of students who died during the Battle of Kruty. She says every citizen of our country must remember their fate.
Here at the Lukyanivsky cemetery, there is a grave of two battle participants, Volodymyr Shurkin and Volodymyr Naumovich. Those graves survived the Soviet rule by wonder, because everything connected with the memory of those boys was destroyed. Those two were friends. They were brought here to be buried among relatives.
Teacher of one of Kyiv colleges has also decided to give her students more information about the battle participants.
Every year on January 29th, we always gather here to honor those young guys. Our youth needs it, because our future is youth. And if not us, then who will tell them about it?
In memory of the fallen President Volodymyr Zelensky laid flowers at Askol's grave memorial in Kyiv. There are some of participants of the Battle of Kruty are laid to rest. On January 29, 1918, half a thousand high school students and cadets stood up to defend the Ukrainian People's Republic against the Bolsheviks' army. The Battle of Kruty delayed the attack on Kyiv for several days. This made it possible to sign the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk, which recognized the Ukrainian People's Republic in the international arena. Reported by Roman Smoler, Vlada Tsurkan, UATV News.
Two Ukrainian soldiers were wounded near Vodyane. The illegal armed formations dropped a grenade from a drone at the position of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. According to the headquarters of the Joint Forces operation, wounded soldiers were urgently hospitalized.
Not
far from the village of Vodyane, the Russian armed forces using quadrocopter drones dropped two Block 17 grenades over the positions of the joint forces. As a result, two Ukrainian defenders received shrapnel wounds. The soldiers were promptly taken to a medical facility where they were provided with appropriate medical care. The health of the servicemen is satisfactory. Advisor of the Ukrainian delegation to the trilateral contact group, Oleksiy Arestovich, said the OSCE observers had already been notified about the ceasefire violation by illegal armed groups.
Our site in the Joint Center for Control and Coordination of Ceasefire Issues and Stabilization of Delimitation Line sent as always a note of protest and corresponding message to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine and stopped shelling or the use of weapons by using the coordination mechanism created within the frameworks of the Trilateral Contact Group.
Crimea should be included in the Ukraine's conflict settlement program. U.S. Chargé d'Affaires Courtney Ostrien announced this. According to her, the United States of America supports the statement of the OSCE chairman Ann Linde. The organization's mission, in turn, is to obtain access to the peninsula. American diplomat called Russia's aggression against Ukraine the biggest threat to European security. The United States fully supports Ukraine's sovereignty, independence and territorial integrity within its internationally recognized borders, including its territorial waters. We do not, nor will we ever, recognize Russia's purported annexation of Crimea. We join our European and other partners in affirming our Minsk-related sanctions against Russia will remain in place until Russia fully implements its Minsk commitments. The Crimea-related sanctions will remain in place until Russia returns full control of the peninsula to Ukraine. Guided missile destroyer USS Porter entered the Black Sea. It arrived for regular maritime security operations. This is the third U.S. Navy ship which entered the Black Sea over the past few days. The Black Sea is of strategic importance to NATO. Three allies, Bulgaria, Romania and Turkey, are littoral states, while Georgia and Ukraine are close partners. In response to Russia's illegal and illegitimate annexation of Crimea from Ukraine and its ongoing military build-up in the Black Sea, the alliance has increased its defensive presence in the region and remains strongly committed to Black Sea security. Over the past day, 5,181 cases of COVID-19 were registered in Ukraine. Kyiv remains the leader in daily growth. There are also high rates in Lviv and Ivano-Frankivsk regions. In the meantime, the Ministry of Health is preparing for immunization against coronavirus, primarily for doctors and military staff. The Parliament approved the registration procedure for vaccines.
Вакцинація буде відбуватися.
Vaccination will be provided only with safe vaccines which will be registered in Ukraine. Vaccines that have passed all stages of clinical trials. We are going to have intermediate data from 3 clinical stages. That is, the procedure for registration of vaccines is quite strict in Ukraine, even comparing to other countries. Therefore, we will work with exclusively safe vaccines.
With a guitar-enhanced performance along the entire contact line, Kyiv artists continue their tour across the Donetsk region. 4 concerts a day. They perform for both villagers and Ukrainian military personnel.
The fighters of the Marine Corps unit has just returned from the position on the contact line. They make a friendly photo at the meeting, and here is the concert in their support. Despite the fatigue after duty, the servicemen sing along to the artists. They say they miss the live music. It was such a grey winter day, and to meet people who sincerely came here, it is a bright moment. It gave us bright emotions, and I think it will be a pleasant moment that we will often remember. My favorite song is Geraldine. It was with me in the beginning, and I was very happy that I finally heard her live. Singers Arsen Mirzoyan and Alexander Lozovsky, who are well known to the fighters, are on stage. One of the commanders told us the following: the musician is in effect the tank that takes the fighters off the battlefield psychologically. The musicians have been visiting servicemen in Donbass for 6 years already. After hundreds of kilometers by car along the contact line, they got used to rest and move. They provide a peaceful sky above our children in Ukraine. Therefore, we come to express our deep respect. We went, we go, and we will go and cheer up the guys. The places, of course, are well known to us, and it is pleasant to know that there is no longer such hopelessness as it used to be. People have more optimism in their eyes. Everything works, lights shine, roads are being repaired, etc. Having sung to Marines, they travel to border guards. Having dined together in soldiers' canteen, they stage a concert here too. We came directly from the shooting range, and some of the people were on duty, some at the shooting. You saw that we drove in here. Came from the training classes and immediately got to a concert in our home unit. We have the opportunity to immerse in their art, to forget for a moment about the service and to think about something special, personal. The artists will complete their concert tour in Donetsk region in Marinka. Then they will go to positions of the military in the Luhansk region. Reported by Roman Smoler, Nadia Sukhorukova, UATV News.
Dnipro rescuers joined the world-famous Murph challenge, in which their colleagues from Kyiv and Lviv have already taken part. Our correspondents will tell whether everyone has reached the finish line.
On the Dnipro embankment, 12 rescuers put on uniforms and full ammunition, 22 kilograms of additional weight. They will have a challenge for endurance and physical training. It was named after Michael Murphy, an American soldier killed in Afghanistan. This set of exercises is considered one of the most difficult. These are 1,600 meters of running, 100 pull-ups, 200 flexions and extensions of the arms lying down, and 300 squats. And we end up where we grew up, 1,600 meters. The challenge participants start from the embankment. They cover 1.5 kilometers in 10 minutes, and immediately on the horizontal bars. They pull up as much as they have strength and without a break start squats and push-ups right on the sand. After each round, the results are announced to the commander. 40 push-ups, plus I've already done 40 squats. And they immediately take a new approach. Pull up, squat and push up again. According to the terms of the challenge, all participants must fulfill the standard. It is our job to keep ourselves in shape, and we train to save people. This is our responsibility. So this is a normal workout. It requires endurance, courage, strength from those who perform it. So he shows the readiness of our guys to perform their daily tasks and save people. Dnipro's rescuers held the Murph challenge on the day of honoring of fire service veterans. They also challenged all their colleagues, who are not afraid to test themselves for endurance. Reported by Vodyane and Natalia Gusak, UATV News.
What can be softer than mom's kiss? The baby seal born 3 days ago at the Riga Zoo walks along the pool for the first time under the supervision of mom, and she encourages him with a kiss. This is the third cub of a pair of grey seals, Puika and Krista, and it is not yet clear whether it is a boy or a girl. This means that the name for the baby will later be chosen by the Latvian city of Ventspils, which has been operating seals in the Riga Zoo for 14 years. That's all for this hour. More updates on our official website, YouTube, Twitter and Facebook pages. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.